Would you let the doctor to operate you if you know that he or she has never done any surgery in their career, but on the other hand memorized all pages of anatomy books? Or would you trust the pilot who has never flown a plane, but on the other side learned by heart all the manuals? Because that's what you exactly do when you rely only on lead code during your tech interview process. Sounds unreal? Let me give you a simple example. So imagine the situation when two candidates apply for, let's say, front-end role. One of them has a huge experience in front-end, know how to build the products you need, worked with components, APIs, knows how to write tests. But he or she doesn't want to spend the time on lead code to learn top 10 or 20 questions in order just to pass interviews. And we have a second candidate who doesn't have the same experience but just memorized top 20 lead code questions. So guess who got the job in the modern interview realities? Not the first one, but actually the second one. And what I mean by second one is not the real problem solver, but a memorizer. And what happened 3 months later? Actually, let me tell you it another way. Who got fired 3 months later? This is actually why your tech hiring process is broken at the moment. And in today's video, I will explain you why it's not just outdated, but it's actually very, very dangerous. So first of all, let's understand the problem behind the scenes. It totally makes sense for me why lead code was introducing during the tech interview process. I understand that lead code can protect you from risks, it can filter out the weak candidates, it ensures computer science fundamentals. Lead code was maybe fine in 2015. It made sense when the tech interview process was still evolving. But now in 2025, it's outdated, and more important and dangerous, it's easy to cheat. Can you guess how many candidates are using ChatGPT to bypass random lead code interview questions? And can you actually differentiate the candidates who understand the solutions from ChatGPT from the ones who are just copying it? You are filtering out the people who are good at real work but have struggles to solve the traversal style questions in 30 minutes. You increase the risk to hire someone who is great at gaming interviews but not doing real work. You reward the people who prepare for the interviews, not the ones who prepare for real jobs. Let's be clear about consequence. First, you are hiring people who cannot contribute from day one. Second, you are burning your employer brand because top talents avoids you. Third, you are ignoring how AI changed the hiring game. Because the fact is, everyone today has access to AI. So you cannot ban it anymore. Okay, we discussed the problem and what can be solution to this. Tech Interview Reform 2025 edition. So let me tell you actually the history how I came to this solution. I was recently browsing the GitHub repositories and suddenly found one where the Tech Interview Reform system was clearly explained. It's not just theory, it's actually how real hiring should work in 2025. I will put the link to the repository in the video description so you can read the full guide yourself. I have made few key improvements to this process, and today I'm gonna explain you step-by-step guide of how tech hiring should work in 2025. So let's get started. Step 1, the Jira ticket challenge. Forget whiteboards, forget all the lead code solution. Give the candidates the Jira ticket. And by the way, it shouldn't be Jira specific, it can be GitHub issues, monday.com, something similar. But the important here is to have a ticket, but not just any ticket. It should mirror the real work your engineers do daily. Here's the twist. Provide clear acceptance criteria, but keep the task description intentionally vague. Why? Because in real life, engineers most of the time doesn't get a perfect specific. They deal with fuzzy descriptions and messy inputs. So let the candidates ask clarification questions and let them use AI to solve the questions. In fact, make the usage of AI mandatory. So let me also clarify what you should look for. There are a couple of questions I'm gonna give you so you can take them into account during the checkup. First thing, do they write clean and maintainable code? Second, do they think about testing? Third, are they understand what they are doing or they just copy blindly the answers from ChatGPT? 4, are they actually protecting company secrets, for example API keys or anything similar, or they just blindly put everything in the prompt? And 5, do they write documentation after providing the solution? So answer to these questions will tell you much more than 3-4 rounds of random lead code questions. Step 2, the code review challenge. Ask them to review it, just like they would in your team. What should you assess here? Do they catch obvious bugs? Do they explain suggestions clearly? Are they just criticizing or also educating, which means you are testing their communication skills? Do they understand team dynamics and trade-offs? Because a real engineer, a good one, doesn't just point fingers. He helped to lift others up. Step 3, and this is also really important, make sure that you deliver decisions after the interview process within the 72 hours latest. I repeat, 72 hours is the maximum. Of course, I'm not asking you to rush the decision, but also don't drag them either. Make sure that you evaluate candidates properly, you review everything carefully. You can have final roundup interview, discuss all the things that goes well or not well, and send the final response, again maximum after 72 hours from the last interview. And you can now ask why specifically 72 hours, why it's not 5 days or 1 week. And because the more you delay, the higher risk of losing a great talent. So here is also a really important clarifications I need to make. Make sure that you have at least 2 interviewers during the hiring process. I do not like and do not recommend one-on-one technical interviews in order to avoid any kind of bias. Of course, I totally understand that having the 2 interviewers does not guarantee the fairness of interview, but it at least can reduce the risk of bias. What is really important also here is to understand that you need to give the same challenge to all candidates regardless of the level, where it means that you do not have to create a more complicated and harder challenges for more senior candidates. Give everyone the same challenge and let the performance speak of itself. You can then understand that who asks smart and truthful questions or who take the shortcuts, who wrote more clean, understandable and maintainable code, and who made the good trade-offs. The key difference is that the more senior candidate is, the more deeper they should be able to go. Why all of this actually matter? It is crucial to understand that you are not hiring the lead code bot. You are hiring someone who can solve your business requirements by writing the ready-to-go, good, clean and secure production, solve the real problems, collaborate with the teams and deliver quality consistently. Look, I've built the teams, I have led the teams, and I created systems from scratch. I have seen how great engineers actually got rejected because of random lead code questions. And on the other side, I see a lot of candidates who were great at passing the interviews, they were interview warriors, but then they were struggle to match a simple pull request. So as a final thought here, you can still pretend that lead code is a great solution for tech interview and say, we already have a lot of people in the pipeline who will do lead code anyway, so why we should bother and change our hiring process. Alternatively, you can evolve. So if you are a founder, CTO, CEO, VP, tech recruiter, someone basically who can improve the hiring interview process, I offer you the better solution here. So if you are tired of false positives, missed talent, broken hiring pipeline, I'm happy to talk with you. I'm happy to run free audit for your startup, and I can help to make your hiring better. The fact is, I will show you how to hire people who not just talk smart, but who build smart. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think that this video has valuable information, feel free to like and share it so it can reach out to more audience. Thank you very much.